Good morning, and welcome to my vlog. It is a very special time of the year. It is time to go to PAX. The great Aussie PAX migration is happening, as people say every year. A whole bunch of us are heading down to Melbourne to go to one of the biggest events for Australia for streaming and gaming, and I'm super excited. It is 6 a.m. and we are getting ready to head to the airport. I'm just waiting on Alk, and I'm just spending some time with Suki before we go. We can't bring her, unfortunately, so we've got someone to look after her. And yeah, I just get sick if we get up early morning when traveling, and so I'm holding in there, but I'm doing okay. We should arrive in Melbourne at about 10 a.m. So hopefully you will see us there. This is my little bean. I don't want to leave her behind. She's so cute.
Soon it was time to head to the airport, and as I said, we had a good couple of hours to drop off the luggage and get something to eat before we were expected to board the plane. Luckily, everything went quite smoothly. Last year we had to deal with cancellations and ended up driving to Melbourne. I was very thankful that this wasn't the case this year. So we strapped in and we were ready to go, and soon we arrived in Melbourne. We didn't have a lot planned for the early morning afternoon, so we met up with Alk's brother, had some pho, and then went to the convention centre to pick up the media pass. I was lucky enough to be a content creator again this year, so I got free entry, and as I planned, I was going to make all the content. We also quickly went and picked up some drinks from the DFO before heading towards Federation Square. There was an event on there that night, and we were invited to take part and make content. As it was Games Week in Melbourne, the big Games Night Out event was happening on the Thursday night. And there were heaps to see, including some Just Dance on the main stage hosted by the wonderful Tika. They also had a little section inside the buildings around Federation Square where they showcased some games, some arcade stand-up machines. They had a spot specifically for indie games that were being showcased, and they had another stage for Just Dance inside as well, and even an area for some tabletop games. As it was open to everyone, they had some cool snacks and some cool treats for everyone, such as these koala fairy floss. And they also had a stage for some esports tournaments. We didn't get to see much, but we did peep the Tetris at 5:30 before we had to go. Another thing I had my eye on was the Beyblade. I had never gotten into Beyblades before, but it was pretty cool to see. As a thank you for creating content for the Big Games Night Out, we got a free meal and some drinks, and then it was out past the main stage and we were on our way to another dinner. As Alk and I are both Ubisoft creators, we were invited to the Ubisoft Creator Meetup Mixer Night. So a huge thanks to the Ubi fam for organising that. It was really cool, and I was really excited just to sit down and have a few drinks with some friends, especially before a big weekend. It was quite dark though, so I didn't get a lot of footage. Because we were tired, we didn't stay for too much longer, and then we just went back to Alk's brother's house where we were staying for the weekend and got ready for bed. Alk was keeping me entertained by showing me reels and letting me know which type of cats we were, based on our months.
Good morning, it's day one of PAX, and we're late. We're going to be half an hour late to the media hour, so it's going to be a media half an hour for me. But that's fine. We are alive. We are together. We are trying to make our way into the city, except the tram hasn't shown up yet, so it might be more than half an hour. Anyway, I'll see you guys there.
Spoiler alert, I hate being late, so I ended up ordering us an Uber. It was only like $20, so I didn't feel as bad. But it was a lot quicker, and we managed to get to the convention centre on time. Or a little bit earlier. I dropped Alk off, and then I headed inside. I am here on the PAX floor for the media hour. I only ended up being 15 minutes late, and now as soon as I got here, I am looking for a friend. So we're gonna walk around until we find out where they are, because I am so lost. So lost. I eventually found my friend Sophie, or Sophie Quests as you guys may know them, and we began to make our way around the expo floor. I hadn't really looked at the map beforehand, that was on me, so we were just wandering around and seeing what we could capture and what booths were here. We also ran into quite a few friends while we were walking around, so we did stop to say hi, but then continued on our way to check out the booths. We were drawn to the Playside Studios one because of the big sword coming out of the desks, and also this Zap Cat one because it looked very retro and had some arcade stuff inside and was just a big throwback for us. One of the things that made me feel super nostalgic was the Xbox stand-up arcade machine in the corner, and oh my god, I remember when my dad had one of these. It was super cool. Another standout booth that isn't really ever at PAX was Black Milk Clothing. Now, if you guys know me, I have spent quite a lot of money on Black Milk clothes. Sponsor me if you are listening to this. I think I have at least 40 items of Black Milk clothing. Most of them are from the Zelda range that they did not too long ago, but my god, they really know how to market their nerd clothes. And as a cool release for PAX Australia, they brought their Black Milk Cross Arcane collection, and this was the first time they were ever selling it, so I knew I had to have a look and possibly convince Alk to let me grab something. I also really wanted to buy Vi's jacket, but that won't be on sale for another month or so. Then it was time to go around and look at the big PC booths. At the Cooler Master one, they had some pretty cool computers, including this big shark boy with a little baby shark underneath, and of course, this shoe computer, which I've seen at a few other events. I did see people preparing the merch booth. I knew that would be packed as soon as the general public were allowed to line up as well. And then we went over to the tabletop section where they had quite a few things on display. This little guy's name is Paxton. It was super cool to be able to meet him. We actually saw him around a couple of times. It wasn't long until the media hour was over, and then we headed outside of the expo floor towards the Twitch Kappa Cafe, which happened to be right next to the Cult of the Lamb booth. This is where I met up with Alk so we could sign the Twitch columns, not walls this year, and also get some coffee because I was in dire need of coffee. When signing the Twitch column, I of course used green because that's my new favorite color, and then Alk used purple to write his name directly below mine. These also did change every day, so we did come back a few times over the weekend to rewrite our names.
Oh wait, name change.
Also, because this was the first year that Teal and Jay weren't here, we wrote Teal's name on the wall as well. Just as a little memory thing. And what do you know, the Twitch Kappa Cafe was one of the best areas to meet up with friends because all the Twitch streamer friends naturally gravitated towards there. This PAX was actually insane with the amount of people we saw. We couldn't move more than a couple meters without running into people. I of course did also forget to take photos and videos with everyone that I saw, but I did remember a couple, so they're in here throughout the vlog every now and then. Because Alk hadn't been on the floor, we were then headed back inside towards the indie games, or PAX Rising. It's one of the areas that Alk tends to look at every year. I know I go to check out a few indie games and see what I can stream as well. And sometimes we have some friends showcasing their games there as well, so we try to stop by if we can. I wasn't going to go without Alk just in case he wanted to see something or I missed out on something, so that's where we headed almost straight away. The indie game section was also a good place to run into friends as well, because we're all gamers, we're all streamers, we're all looking for things to play. Also, peep these little boba computers. They were so cute and I loved this alien one as well. And then I managed to lead Alk back to the Black Milk booth.
I got the Jinx jumper.
You wouldn't be able to tell in this vlog, but we were in line for probably about an hour to go and buy that jumper, but I'm so glad that we did. We then moved in the direction of the tabletops again because Alk is a big card game and board game fan. We've played quite a bit of Magic and we were looking at Disney Lorcana. There were also a few new games that I hadn't seen before that were really cute or really interesting, but soon we were feeling very hungry, so it was time for food. We just got food from DFO because it was one of the closest areas and cheapest. Friday was a busy day for us because we had quite a few things to see, including a few cosplays along the way, but more importantly, some meetups. After food, we headed back to the convention center to go to the ANZ Creators Meetup, which was upstairs in the Cockatoo room, if I remember correctly. On the way up, you could even see a better view of the Cult of the Lamb wedding area, and I thought Lambert was pretty cute with his little bops. I was right, the Cockatoo community room. We went there to go meet other creators. We actually didn't stay for too long. We signed our names, we got our stickers, we got business cards, and then we sat on the side, but very soon heaps and heaps of creators showed up, to the point where the room was at capacity and people were lining up outside. So we left to let more people in and ventured down to find Mitch, or the owner of Living Lude, giving out some of his lanyards. That was one of my missions for the day. We then needed somewhere to sit and rest our feet, so we headed towards the Gen Oz Wombat Theatre, where we had some friends participating in the Cursed Cakes 3.0 panel for the year. And let's just say it got more than a little bit chaotic. Even our other friend Neon got pulled up on stage to help out.
Next person who donates, we have a special prize that's going to be thrown to the audience. Cash, get back to it. How do we feel?
After the Cursed Cakes panel, it was off for our next event, which was an after party. We were very thankful to be invited to the Soy Toy Club after party hosted at their store in Docklands. We didn't realize how far away Docklands was. To be fair, it's not that far, but we overestimated the amount of time we needed to get there. But we soon arrived, ready to be greeted by friends and bubble tea. I absolutely loved the vibe of this after party. If you guys didn't know, I've been following Soy Toy Club for a while now, and I've been eyeing off so many of their clothing products for ages, and I was super keen to go and check out their store and be invited to their party. We were lucky that anyone invited could buy some clothes or play some games or have a few drinks while we were there. And it was a good time to just chill and chat with friends as well. There was one more thing we had planned for the night, so it wasn't long before we had to go, but not before purchasing some clothes first.
Just went to the Soy Toy Club after party for PAX, hosted by Soy Toy Club and Buzz. Special shout out to our friend Buzz, who helped to organize it. It was fucking mad. I loved it. It was so chill. I got my bubble tea. It was super cute. We bought some clothes and we got to see some friends, and I really enjoyed it. I think for an after party it was like super up my alley, considering how many after parties are just really loud. I also want to say I'm sorry that I haven't been really talking to the camera, filming much. I assume I have done some voiceover, but it's just been super hard and like super time consuming to just walk around, see things, see people. I've barely even recorded everyone that we've seen. I've seen heaps of people. I've seen heaps of friends. Luckily, some of them have asked for photos, but I keep forgetting. I'm just trying to catch up. And yeah, I feel bad because I haven't really done too much filming. But that's fine. We're heading back to the convention now because we will be going to Alk's panel. So Alk has just run to the bathroom. I'm waiting for the tram. And we should be there soon, so there will be more footage very shortly.
Also, as you can see, Ark is a very fast walker and I am not, especially when he's on a mission somewhere. But it was time for the Generosity How to Master OBS Fellowship of the Things panel, which Ark was a part of.
Alchemy 03. We are going to show you how to master OBS, and I will do this by first of all unplugging this HDMI cord, which was quite intrinsic to the function of our panel.
Once again, it got very chaotic very quickly. Yes, that is Alk writing something on J-Dude's head. And let's just say it's a good thing we were running out of eggs. After a pretty full-on day, it was time to head back to our accommodation because we were absolutely tired. But prepare for day 2. Day 2, and not nearly as much to see and do, but we did get a little bit of a sleep in before heading into the convention. I once again decided to Uber because we were running late. First thing on the agenda though was to meet up with the Ubisoft fam and get a couple of photos. We try to do this every PAX in DreamHack.
Alright, first one. We love Nick's, treat 'em well! And it's Ubisoft, not Ubisoft! And silly one, let's go. Ready? And silly ones, let's go, 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 go! Vogue, Vogue, we're going! Oh, beautiful, look at them! Oh, stunning!
Then, of course, it was time for coffee. And where else would we get it other than the Twitch Kappa Cafe, where we also once again ran into a bunch of friends. Alk then left me to go off and do something, I can't remember what, but I attempted to brave the expo floor. I got this dessert from Dessertopia. They had quite a few cool ones. And then went to find the giant Keychron keyboard at Keychron. I tried my best to spell out Just Ellie will do. If y'all don't know, Saturday is usually the busiest day for PAX, so the expo floor was absolutely crowded. I just went for the free things, like this Chainsaw Man poster. And also wanted to check out the Final Fantasy booth because I didn't get the chance to before. Also, you don't see them at this moment, but I want to shout out to Daughter of Q for keeping me company. When Alk finally found me, it was time to test out Disney Lorcana because we had been eyeing it off for a while. And it wasn't too different from Magic, so I got the hang of it quite quickly. We also had a speed learning session because we only stayed for about 10 minutes. And then I went to the Control and Power panel hosted by Alex, Lynn, Doom, Cutie, Elmza, and Domika. It's all about being a woman on the internet and how to keep yourself safe and set boundaries. It was very informative, and they also have a QR code which will show on the screen that will lead you to any resources if anyone is interested. There was a Twitch Australia meetup after that, but we gave that a miss because it was super crowded and instead went downstairs to be interviewed by our friend Panda. Then it was back to the expo floor to check out anything that we probably missed at some point, mostly back in the TCG area to scope out anything that we might want to buy. We also found this booth which was called GoV, which I thought was really cool. They had a bunch of neon lights for gamers, including light walls and even a tic-tac-toe board. They were very vibrant, but also very cool, and I'm low-key interested in putting some in our stream room. Also, please enjoy Alk and I playing tic-tac-toe and getting a tie. After walking around for a little bit and after some contemplation, we returned back to the Disney Lorcana area to actually buy a beginner set, just because we were really interested. Then it was time for more food, so we headed back to DFO to get some food. And then we were pretty much done at the convention center for the day, so we started to head back to accommodation.
Going back to the accommodation before we go out to any after parties tonight because I'm kind of tired and I'm wearing my Navi outfit. It's just a little bit cold and I keep having to readjust, so I feel like I'm going to get into something a little bit warmer, a little bit more comfy, and then have a little rest before we go out to the Grog after party. So I'll see y'all then.
And then it was straight to Grog because we didn't have a lot of time to actually rest. It was very cool, very clubby vibes, loud music, good drinks. We could deface their car with stickers, and we caught up with as many friends as we possibly could while we were there. Alk was pretty proud of himself with his Grog sticker position. They also had a DJ that was there for the whole night, and they also had a big grog can costume, which our friend Bluesy got in later. But most importantly, well, to me at least, I lined up and got a grog tail, which I think is just 2 different types of grog and some lemonade. I think the most surprising part though is the fact that Fred brought his DS, but someone else in the room also had a DS, because his DS was going off like crazy because someone was around. And then it was time to dance. Another thing that surprised me was the fact that they were throwing grog merch out onto the dance floor while people were dancing, but you could also buy some grog merch from the back while you were there. I did kind of want a hat.
We just got home from the grog after party. Oh my god, makeup everywhere. It was really cool. I liked it. It was more of a clubby vibe, but we saw a bunch of friends. We saw Trash, Natalisi, Kay, Day Mayday, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about when I say Kay. We saw Ash and Buzz, we saw our friend Lexi, and we saw just basically Fred and a whole bunch of other people that we know. And it was really cool. I had a great time. I am very tired. It is almost midnight. We did get home before midnight because we wanted to make sure that we got some sleep for the last day of PAX. But yeah, feeling good. It was good. I had 2 drinks. So I'm a little buzzed, but not too bad. And I know I haven't really spoken much to the camera, especially for this vlog, but I've had a really fun weekend despite being absolutely insanely tired. It's been really good catching up with friends, and I don't know, I miss everyone. It's really hard when everyone's in different states, and I don't know, just dancing with Ash on the dance floor and stuff just made me feel really happy. And then Alk and I had like a couple of dances. It was really funny. There was a guy that came up to Alk and I and said to me that the guy next to you is really nervous to speak to you. And I was holding Alk's hand. I was like, which guy? Alk? And I was like, we've been together for 5 years. What are you on about? And then he started like talking to Alk about like needing to show that he claims me, and I was just like, what? And then our friend Aaron Aztec just kind of like shimmied in between them. It was super funny. But yeah, it was a good night. That was a really weird, but I just, he was probably drunk, so it was fine. I'm excited to see what the last day of PAX holds for us. Hopefully I get more photos and videos with friends, because I have been forgetting to do that. So that would be good if we can do that. And yeah, I guess I will see you all in the morning. Good night.
PAXAus Day 3! And this one was a much more chill day. We did come in a little bit later again today, just because we didn't have anything planned for the morning. But the first thing on the agenda was to meet up with our friends Mob Zombies, because I'm working with them for South by Southwest. So we had a little strategy meeting in the morning over coffee. Then it was time for the Draconess Den meetup, which is an event that I host for a small community of marginalized genders every year at PAXAus. This one was a little last minute because we didn't actually expect to go this year, but a huge thanks to everyone that showed up. And then it was time to go to the annual handball tournament, or otherwise known as Matt Ball, which we are now calling it, in memory of our friend Matt, who passed away earlier this year. Matt was someone who hosted the handball tournament every year, and Alk and I never were able to make it because things always clashed, and it's a little bit bittersweet, but we finally made it to the one he couldn't be at. Pastel also organised a page to donate money to the Black Dog Institute in memory of Matt, so I will link that below if that's still active. It was then back inside the convention center, and we managed to catch the beginning of one of the Cult of the Lamb weddings. It was the second wedding, which was around 3:30 in the afternoon, but there was a huge crowd and you couldn't really see a lot, but I did get to glimpse Lambert on his way up to the altar from the outside. It was quite funny because the costume was quite big, so he got stuck on the way in and had to shimmy in from the side. We didn't do too much else for the rest of the afternoon except for just walking around the convention center, meeting up with friends, taking some photos, and just hanging around and chatting. We didn't have a lot of energy left from the rest of the weekend, so it made sense just to have a slow one today. We did catch quite a few cool cosplayers though. And very soon it was also time to get food. So we went over to the Crown food court to go get something to eat. I wanted some carby pasta, just warm and comforting. Then it was time to head to the last after party for the weekend, which was hosted by Generosity. We had quite a few friends attending, so it was a good time to just sit down, have a few drinks, and chat with everyone. I didn't get a lot of footage because I just felt like it was better to just chat and hang out, but I had a great time. And in true Gen Oz fashion, we soon headed to the Dome to sing sea shanties. The Dome was a big pitch black room in the side of the hotel with mad acoustics. And that was it for day 3. Soon it was the day after, or day 4. It was time to return home, and thankfully Ark's brother Jaden gave us a lift to the airport. We did have quite an early flight, but there were once again no mishaps. So we were easily able to get home and get straight back into bed when we arrived. Although I love coming to PAX for the weekend and seeing everyone, it was a huge weekend, so I was very ready to go home and just relax for a little bit. It was very bittersweet though, because I felt sad leaving everyone behind. Hopefully we'll see them again soon though.
Hello, we are officially back home from PAX. I am in bed, basically completely showered, had a little bit of a nap, and yeah, I just want to say I'm very thankful to everyone that I got to see over the weekend. PAX this year was exhausting, and for good reasons. I think everyone's just generally tired, and I don't have the energy that I did 2 years ago to go to a bunch of events and stuff, and I know literally everyone else I talked to was in the same boat. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone I saw. If we got photos together, if we got videos together, or if we just chatted, this PAX really hit different in a lot of ways, because Alk and I didn't know whether we would go this year, and up until like very last minute we weren't going to go. So not sure if our PAX adventures are coming to an end, but it hits different because a lot of friends didn't go this year. Life things happening, you know, starting families, or just like not streaming and things anymore. So it's sort of like seeing friends was bittersweet, not knowing whether we would see them again, if at all, in future in person. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who stopped to say hello and hung out with us and grabbed a photo, or literally anything. I hope everyone got home safely. I hope everyone's doing all right, and I'm wishing everyone all the love. And yeah, it was a great event. I'm basically going to finish this vlog now. It is like literally going from one event to another. I'm going straight into South by Southwest, so there will be a vlog very soon after this one has been made. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see different aspects of PAX if we go next year, or what key elements you guys liked the most, and I'll try my best to accommodate. And yeah, in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.